Right, now we're live again. It looks like the iPad wasn't working very well, so I'm back on again. Hello everyone, this is number 6 Nan Talk, and I'm back to the phone using that, so hopefully this will be okay. So, happy Monday. Oh, I love technology, don't you? So, happy Monday. This is all about Stixx today. So if you're around, Adele's just been on a minute ago, just make sure you can hear me okay. Just say hi if you can hear me. I'll make sure everything's okay on this. That's lovely. Okay, we're having trouble with technology today. Right, so bear with me. Thank you very much. Right, so this is all about Stixx. So someone say hi so you can hear me on here. No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what's happening with this one. But anyway, if you can hear me, say hi. All about Stixx today. So if anyone can say hi, I know you're here. If not, I know you're not. Ah, Vicky, hi. Fantastic. You see, the trouble is, if I'm on one device and then I don't actually finish the process on it, thank you, Vicky, then I don't know if I'm allowed to go on the phone and do it. It's that simple. I'm a dinosaur. Thank you. Right, great. And you can hear me, can't you, Vicky? Great. So every Monday about 1 o'clock, I shall be doing more of these, hopefully successfully. And this is a really good example, actually, of what I'm going to be talking about today. It's all about self-judgment and how you can get things wrong. And sometimes when you get them wrong, you sort of beat yourself up and say, I should really have known that. Thank you, Vicky. So it's actually a really good example that I could, after doing this, say, oh, I was rubbish. This was awful. I should get that right. I should be better. Oh, hi, Jackie. It's very easy. Hi, Kelly. Nice to see you, darling. And Annie. Thank you. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. Isn't it lovely? I love Mondays. Hi, Jackie. I was just saying, if you've missed the first bit I did wrong, it's because actually it was a really good demonstration of how we can judge ourselves really badly. And it's easy to do. Hi, Irene. Even really professional people. Oh, you didn't get a notification. Oh, thank you. You're here now, though, Angela. And Irene Brown. Yes, I did send a little thing out on Facebook earlier, but perhaps people didn't get it. So again, that's another reason why I should use Stixx today. So today's all about how we judge ourselves and how easy it is for us to do this. Okay, so this is about Stixx. And what is that about? Well, if you can imagine, every time we're really harsh on ourselves, every time we judge ourselves, every time we do something that we think, oh, we could have done that better, or you look in the mirror and you think, that bit's not right and that bit looks horrible, and look how old I am. You can do it physically, emotionally, you can do it with anything, your character. Anyone that has those feelings, it's a bit like poking yourself as a young child almost, as a small, beautiful person. That little inner child of yours is going, ouch, when you hurt yourself with something critical. So when you're saying something nasty like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I could do better, or you compare yourself in a bad way, or put yourself down, and most of us have done that. I know I have. I'll tell you a story about that in a minute. But basically, anyone that's doing that is hurting themselves. So it's like you've got a little version of yourself. So there's little Nan. She's only 6. It's not when I was 6, but a little person of me, the vulnerable part, the bit that's sensitive. And every time I'd said something like horrible to myself, like you're not good enough, or look at the state of you when you look in the mirror, or you could, too fat, too thin, whatever criticism, you're poking yourself with a stick. So I used to poke little Nan with a stick every day. I was so good at it, I didn't even realise I was doing it. It became a habit, and the habit was really bad. So it gradually got more and more over the years that I would carry on poking little Nan with a stick. And it's as I say, it became such a thing I didn't even notice. But my friends noticed. And they would say to me, why do you keep putting yourself down? And I would go, well, if I don't do it, you'll do it. I've just saved you the job. So basically, I was putting myself down because I was so used to doing it. And it's really bad for self-worth and self-esteem. And I didn't realise it was actually having such a huge effect on my body physically as well as emotionally, because it affects this area here. It affects your reproductive system because it's part of your endocrine system here. These two chakras here that I'm always going on about are affected when we criticize ourselves, okay? When we compare ourselves to someone else, or when we compare ourselves to when we were younger, or another image that we'd like to have. You know, I used to be great when I was this age, and look at me now. And you might be, without realizing it, criticizing yourself. Okay? So what we do is we have to undo that. We have to understand it. We have to accept the changes we have in ourselves, but we also have to acknowledge that that is a very negative and toxic thought to criticize yourself. We do it all the time, as I say. You catch yourself doing it when you look in the mirror, when you think something, when you're talking to somebody. That was always mine. When I was chatting to someone, I'd always put myself down, and because it would feel familiar to me. So I had to get used to breaking a stick. So I didn't, metaphoric stick. So I did not hurt little Nan. Now what we're doing when we're doing this is we are breaking a habit, changing the synapses in our brain. Okay, so we won't have a problem with connection all the time. At the moment, whenever we're thinking that, and it happens over and over again, we form a pathway. We need to undo that pathway and form a new pathway. So every time you correct it straight away, you don't go down that negative road. You correct it by breaking a stick. You are detaching from that feeling, from that criticism, from that action of hurting yourself. So we have to break the stick. So I practiced, this is what I was doing. I used to practice, well, I found I was doing about 30 sticks a day. Okay, so what I was doing, every time I had to go at little Nan about something, I would imagine I had a stick. So if you had your hands like this, and you imagine that you break the stick. So you've said something negative to yourself, or you've thought it. Okay, watch your language when you say it to other people as well. Break the stick. Break the stick in your mind. So if you do that action, it kind of makes you feel like you've done it in reality. And you break the stick and you say to yourself, you're okay. You're absolutely fine as you are. You know, you've just got to say the opposite of that, because you're saying you're not good enough. How about you say you're just always good enough as you are? You're okay. And smile when you do it. It's really important that you smile, because, and you can do this in your mind. You don't have to do it actually or out loud, but it is fun to do. And you know, I like to do things out loud if you can. But if you find you can't, then just simply, or you don't want to, or you feel self-conscious, and that's natural, then just imagine that you broke the stick. Imagine you've done that and say to yourself, you're okay. If you could be detached and see yourself as someone else, like a little vulnerable child or a child you love, that might be easier for you to then be more compassionate and careful with your words. You know, you perhaps wouldn't poke a child and go, you're not good enough all the time, because you know what damage that would do. And yet we do it to ourselves, and we have to learn not to. So, I mean, after this, I'll definitely be kind to little Nan and say, yes, you'll get it right next time with the technology. And not take yourself too seriously, which is another good thing. So it's really good to start breaking sticks. Now, when I first started doing it, I found that when I was conscious of listening to my own thoughts about me and what I was thinking about my body, my thought, my everything about me really, and also what I was saying to people, I found that when I broke a few sticks, I was counting them up in a day, and I got as many as 30 sticks in one day. That's an awful lot of sticks. And I realised that's just unacceptable. And I then said to myself, that's not good enough. 30 sticks, that's terrible. Of course, that was another stick. So over a period of time, days went by, and gradually I broke less and less sticks. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to be monitoring. How many sticks do you break? And you've all got them. I know you have. Everybody's got sticks. Everybody does it. But it's being mindful of it and changing it. So how many sticks are you going to break? So you think about that, and then you monitor it. And what I've done is I realised, this is quite a few years ago, I started reducing the sticks. And then it went down to 1 or 2 a week, or 1 a month in the end. And you still catch yourself doing it, because obviously it's an old pattern. But what you can do is just be mindful. Hi, Rose. This is really good, this one, because it teaches you not to criticise yourself. It's so important. So if you've missed the beginning of this, go back and watch it again. Or hopefully it will be on my website, which I'll give you later. This is great. I'm watching all the little names pop up, which is nice. yes, so I stopped criticizing me. I stopped having self-judgment. It was a very negative thing, and I needed to break free from that, because it's like having chains on you and it restricts you and you can't do much with it. You can't. Oh, hi Rose. Hi, lovely. So you can't really be authentic. You can't be yourself when you're always beating yourself up. This just isn't good enough. So, and as I say, for the endocrine system, for this area here, you'll physically feel better when you do the Stixx. Now, I've got a couple of stories to tell you. First one is about a wonderful lady who I taught this to. And she said that she had problems with her family, her teenage children, and the people she worked with. Her whole relationships with all of these people, they didn't seem to value her. They didn't seem to listen to her or understand her very much or get her. And I taught her Stixx. And I said, well, if you can practice Stixx, what will happen is that the vibe you give out will be more value for yourself. Because when you're doing that, you're offering compassion for yourself. When you break a stick and say you're okay, and you smile at an imaginary part of yourself, you think, yeah, you're okay, you'll do, you'll be fine. You know, it's so easy to criticize ourselves, and it's very rare that we do the opposite. So we've got to be mindful. So I taught this lady, and she went off and dealt with her family beautifully, because as she was doing the Stixx, the family, all of them, she reported back to me saying that everybody treated her better. Her husband was better with her, her children listened to her, her work colleagues were better, and it changed her life. She told me that Stixx was the main thing that changed her life, because she stopped criticizing herself. And also, by the law of attraction, you're less likely to invite anyone else to criticize you, because what you're feeling is what you attract. So if you're feeling like, oh, I'm rubbish at this and I'm rubbish at that and I'm no good at this, you will invite that subconsciously, not deliberately, of course, not consciously, but you will. Oh, need to come out on the full screen. Oh, that's nice, Jackie. I hope you can see me. I've had such problems today on here, so I'll learn, don't worry. I'll just use the phone from now on, it's much easier. So anyway, I encouraged her to carry on using it, and this woman has never looked back. She said every relationship in her life improved, and all you have to do is try it. Give it a go. Listen to how you speak about yourself to somebody else. You know, look at how you automatically might put yourself down or think you're not as good as he, she, they, whatever. It's comparisons as well. So you must stop doing that, because you're individually beautiful as you are. Just as you are. Doesn't matter whether you're educated or what achievements you've done or how much money you've got or what you look like. To see your value as you are, and to stop criticizing what we think we should be compared to someone else or what we're told we should be. So there was another lady, a teenager, wonderful girl actually, and I taught her this, and she was in my therapy room at the time, and as we finished the session, I said to her, right, practice from now on, from this moment onwards. And as she got off the couch, before she'd even got from the couch to the door, she'd broke 5 sticks. 5 sticks. And she laughed, because you're supposed to take it, lightheartedly. Don't take it seriously. Don't be hard on yourself if you have to keep breaking sticks, because that's another stick. So anyway, she stopped and she laughed and she said, right, I know what I've got to do now. I've got to start breaking sticks. And she done really well. It has a knock-on effect on everything else that you do, because you're not criticizing yourself. You're worthy. You're feeling that worth. Everybody else feels your worth. Everyone else treats you better. And the whole tension in a relationship seems to ease. And the way you look at yourself, of course, allowing yourself to grow into who you should be. If you don't put yourself down all the time. So easy to do. I've done it most of my life, as I said. And yeah, basically this teenager, she got it. And there's another lady that I want to tell you about. I've got notes up here to remind me. What she used to do, because she loved this exercise, she used to live near woods. And so what she would do is she'd think, how many sticks have I broken today? Well, I've criticised myself at least 15 times. I know, I'm going to get all the sticks as I'm walking up to my pathway, there's loads of sticks around in the woods around her. She gathered 15 sticks. And when she got near her front door, she goes, right, I'm going to break every one of these sticks. And everything that she thought about in that day that was harsh on herself, she simply broke the sticks. And so she had a whole pile of sticks, great for the fire. But she said it was great to be mindful and to have an action. Now, you can actually go and get sticks or twigs and break them. But the action of your hands being together and you breaking the stick in your mind is just as good. It's quite fun to do, and it's really interesting to monitor. Okay, so you might want to have a little notepad and think, okay, how many did I have today? And then gradually see the result of having less and less sticks. It's absolutely amazing. You've just got to realise how important it is and give yourself value enough to do it. And that is another issue. If we don't value ourselves enough, then we won't do this exercise. And so we've got to start by perhaps just thinking, well, if I was a little girl, I wouldn't say that to, or I had a little girl in front of me, I wouldn't poke her with a stick. That stopped me immediately. I was happy to poke me with a stick, but when I thought of myself as a little girl, oh, that's not fair. She deserves so much more. She's had enough of being poked all her life. She got so used to it. Well, if you think of yourself with compassion and you realise that that is really important. Oh, hi Tia. Happy Monday to you too. Now, some of you will already know about the Stixx exercise because I've been teaching this for a long time, but it is very powerful. And anyone on here that actually has had to use the sticks before, oh, it's afternoon, of course it is. Well, it feels like morning, doesn't it? Because the sun is shining and everyone's happy. Well, most people are. I've been out this morning and everyone seems to be smiling at each other today. We've all got hope when the sun shines, don't we? And we're thinking, well, we can have a fun summer, okay? So, yeah. So basically, is anyone on here that has had any evidence of criticising themselves, having a hard time? Have you noticed that when you start doing that, your whole day goes down? You know, your energy is like a balloon. And when you start criticising yourself, you come down. You lose the air in the balloon. It doesn't feel good. Your body feels heavier. Your immune system goes down. It's good to be kind to yourself to boost that immune system. It's really good for this area as well. So definitely, says Tia, nice. If you've tried it, I'm not sure if you've tried it, Tia. I'm not sure if you've done the sticks. It's very similar to the 3 V's that I showed you. That was a couple of sessions ago where I showed you I value me, I validate me, I very much love me. That was a nice affirmation to say. That was really lovely, actually. Most people responded to that. But yeah, little things make a big difference. That's right. Well, if you could start correcting things that don't serve you, as well as affirming that you value yourself. Use all my tools. They link together, you know. Every tool I do can link together and make more of it. You can play with each one individually, or you can play with them individually. It's up to you. Individually, collectively. It's up to you. So, okay, who has used it before? Samantha, hi. Nice to see you. Nice little heart there. If you could do it from now on, but it would be wonderful by next Monday to see how you got on. I mean, how did you get on last week with the moving mantras? I had you doing mantras, affirmations to sound and movement, which was really good. They all have an effect. But this one in particular is going to change the synapses in your brain to a new pathway, a new way of looking at yourself. Do you know, you'll find it really hard, really uncomfortable to criticize yourself once you get used to not doing it. Oh, hiya. It's lovely to see you. Oh, so when you stop doing this, it gradually brings you into a new, more powerful sense of self, and you'll be more aware. So all you have to do is say to yourself, have I done any sticks today? And you'll notice, because it'll feel like it gets choked here in your throat when you do it. You know, I catch myself now and again. Some of my clients will catch me when I go to write something for them, and oh, hi, you're in Berlin, New Berlin. Lovely. 7:20 a.m. Well, it's morning for you then, Satya. Lovely. So when I catch myself, I write something and I'll say, oh, my writing's rubbish, or I'm really bad speller. It's so easy for me to say that. And they'll go, stick. And you're absolutely right. So I have to break the stick. But I don't take it too seriously. Now and again, you will go back to an old pattern, an old pathway in your brain. It's natural. But the more aware of it you are, and the more fun you make this exercise, the better you're going to feel. Okay? So that is the best thing you can do. Just naturally watch what you're saying. It's really powerful. Very powerful. Watch what you're saying and think about it. How many other people in your family or your friends that do this? You know, you might find a bunch of people are sitting there having coffee, and one person says to another, or maybe not quite now, but you know what I mean, a gathering of people, and they're saying something to each other. Oh, I know that feeling. And they're putting themselves down to validate the person who's just put themselves down. That is not a good thing, because you're validating that. You're giving permission for that person who's just put themselves down to do more of it. It's nice to validate somebody, but not when it's going to hurt them. You know, they need to see their value, not to criticize themselves. That's not a healthy place to be. And it won't make you egocentric. It won't make you big-headed. It won't make you anything to see your value. It will just make you feel whole. It'll make you feel whole. It'll make you feel like you can breathe yourself. You can be yourself. And we can't be ourselves when we keep pushing ourselves down. It's bad enough the world feels that that's happening already. Then we can't do that to ourselves. So if we watch our language, and watch it when you're in, you know, when you say something to somebody, watch it when you're thinking something in the mirror, or it's really interesting to see how many people do this. So if anyone would like to own up what they do they do it when they're speaking to somebody? Do they do it when they're brushing their hair and thinking, oh, look at the state of that? Or anything. I mean, just tell me how you do it. Are you doing it? Because if you are, and you want to be honest with me on there, then just say, I'm not going to do it from now on. I'm going to break sticks. And because you've got that in your mind, you're already halfway there to achieving it. Because you've got the intention. And intention is everything. Okay? Thank you for the heart, whoever sent that. Intention is everything. It really is. And we've only got to stop ourselves in our tracks. Smile. You know, break the stick, smile and say, you're okay. You're all right. You have value. I value you just as you are. And that's what you do to correct it. Now, if you've done that for about 30 times, it really does make an impression on you. And people stop doing this. They stop criticizing themselves. They stop criticizing others as well. Because we naturally build that compassion and understanding. And we attract more of it ourselves, as I keep saying, the more compassion and love and kindness you show to yourself, the more likely you're likely to show it to someone else. And the vibe you give out, they are more likely to give it to you. So remember that woman with her family and friends, okay? What's that say? Mantra. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Angela said about the mantra last week. That is absolutely brilliant. So I had a lot of good feedback from last week, actually. Some people were doing it in supermarkets. Some people were doing it as they walk. And tapping, yes, absolutely. Tapping, clapping, walking in rhythm to the sound of the words, the beat of the words, the syllables. Really good. And you can keep making those up as you go along, because I thought a load of them after I finished last week. But I thought, I'll just let you make some more up yourself. If you have any mantras that you really like yourself, then please share them. This is all about sharing on here as well. So you can always share them and other people can join in and take your mantra and use it for themselves. Why not? But as I say, not many people want to own up to criticising themselves. But I will own up to it every time. It kept me down for a lot of years. Oh, my mantras definitely worked amazing. Oh, Rose, I'm glad you did it. It becomes a fun thing to do. So as much as we're correcting, like this week, we're correcting negative thought patterns, we can do that, even if we've been doing it for years and years. quite a lot of my tools are to bring you up even higher and to inspire you. But we do need to clean up sometimes. If we don't clean up our act in the sense that we could think something positive, but if we're going to look in the mirror and criticize ourselves, oh, thank you, Linda. Oh, I love you all. That's so nice. Oh, well, I was going to say that if we criticize ourselves, then we're undoing the good thing that we've just done. So if you've done any of the things I've taught you so far, it's really important that you don't undermine yourself by thinking in an old pattern that you don't even realize you're doing. I didn't realize until somebody would point it out to me. Oh, Irene said she was singing them. Now that is a really good thing. She was talking about last week. The moving mantras, sing them. Yeah, why not? Sing them to music. Absolutely. If you can make a beat, a rhythm, you know, it's really powerful. So any one of my talks I've done so far, you can go back and catch up on. You can have a look on my website. Hopefully this will be okay to save. Goodness knows after what I've been mucking about with earlier with the iPad. But they should be on my website and you can have a look and catch up on the previous ones I've done. Okay, so we've got chakras, sorted sunshine, 3 V's, 7-year cycle and moving mantras. And of course today, which is a Stixx. All of my things I do, all of my talks are based on the book I'm going to be doing. I'm writing at the moment, called The Choice Is Mine. Okay? Yeah, so Andy's just said, nice talk, what is it called? Yeah, it's called Stixx. Stixx because we are breaking sticks of criticism. That's what we're doing. And if we do that mindfully, it will become a nice habit that we will no longer need to do eventually because it just won't be necessary. You just won't do it. And you'll be aware of other people that do it. It's a great game to do. Watch other people in your family or friends. How many people need to break sticks? There's so many. And once you start being aware of it, you'll realise the correction is very easy. And you might even want to tell them about it or point them my way, which is really good. Yes, www.nancyfinch.co.uk is the website that you can catch up on the previous talks I've done, and there are meditations on there as well from full moon and new moon previously, and you can always use those to help you relax and unwind. Okay, so I don't know how many people want to comment on here, but if you want to ask me anything, or if you want to say, right, I do this or I do that, I can certainly inspire you and help you with that. Okay, if you find you struggle with this exercise, contact me. You can always private message me and I'm more than happy to help you because I love to be able to introduce these things to people. I know they work. Okay, so next week we have a really nice one I'm going to do. I picked them randomly, by the way. I've got 70 I'm going to play with over the next few weeks. But this one random just came into my mind this morning, that you need a little 5-minute or 3-minute meditation action thing to bring yourself into a more mindful intention for the beginning of the day. So I'm going to teach you a thing I call the wheel. I made it up many years ago. And next week is going to be about how to get yourself with intention from the chaos that you have around you into the center of a peaceful place where you can create whatever you want or need for that day. And it makes you another mindful thing, as I say, but it makes you feel more empowered when you're in a peaceful, grounded place, a serene place. And then you take that back out with you for the rest of the day. So next week is going to be about the wheel. You'll love that. But I really, really want to stress, I know it was a bit of an odd beginning when we started this, but I really want to stress how important it is for you to make a note to yourself. You know, what's your language? What do you say to yourself? Make sure, if you could see yourself as a child, that you would not be saying that negative thing. You would not be poking that child with a stick, saying that you're not good enough. Remember that. It's not a nice feeling. And nobody deserves that. We've all had enough of that, so we don't need it anymore. And I don't do it. I'm mindful not to do it, but I've done it for many, many years. And if I can do it, so can you. So catch yourself out. There's going to be a couple of incidences, maybe today or tomorrow or this week, that you will be critical to yourself. Or you will be self-judging. or you will compare yourself in a bad way to who you used to be or to someone else. That is a very negative thing to do, so don't do it. It doesn't make you friends with your body for a start. It just attracts more of it as well by the law of attraction. So you need to be mindful. You know, if we compare ourselves to who we used to be, for instance, you could take the tree and how a tree grows, you know, when it first, and the leaves on the tree are so supple and beautiful. They're coming through now and they're so green and they're so young. And as they get older, they form and they're fully formed. And then by the end of the seasons, by autumn, they fall off the tree, they fall to the ground. Yeah, wheat bag, which helps. Oh, lavender wheat bag. That's nice, Irene. So the leaf falls to the ground and changes shape and changes form until it becomes just a vein of what it used to be, a vein of the leaf. Do you know, all those stages that the leaf was in was all beautiful, individually, not to be compared with the beginning of how it started. You know, you don't compare yourself to when you were a child. You don't compare yourself to when you're a teenager. You're different beauty in each stage of your life. If you can be more compassionate, you know, nurture yourself in a really healthy way as we get older, or as we change our form, whatever, we've got to learn to value our bodies and value ourselves in a way that we deserve. We deserve that. So, please use the Stixx this week. I'd love to have your feedback. Your feedback is really important for my book as well. So if I could get how well you coped with this exercise, that would really help me, it would help you, and it would help other people too if you want to share it. Okay? Right, so believe it or not, that brings me to the end of this Nan Talk. And everyone knows that Nan can talk. I also know Nan can get it wrong in the beginning, but that was a stick, wasn't it? Oh, catch yourself out in a fun way. Don't take it too seriously. You know, be nice to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, okay? And give yourself a big hug. If you've done a stick, be kind to you, okay? We've had enough sticks in our lives. So, this is a namaste moment. Next week, I hope to see you. Please come on and share this. Oh, thank you, Vicky. You can share this just to have a laugh as well. It's good fun to laugh. I mean, how many of us laugh at ourselves, eh? Take ourselves too seriously. So this is really good that I messed up the beginning, because I can show I'm not going to poke little Nan with a stick. She deserves more. Thank you, Rose. Lots of love to everybody. Stay safe and happy. Enjoy the sun while it's here and look forward to more sunny days. And next week, 1 o'clock, I shall show you how to do the wheel, which I'm sure you're going to love. Thank you, Jane. It was nice to have your heart earlier as well. That was really sweet of you. So share this and please come back next Monday, 1 o'clock, and I shall use my phone and not my iPad. Take care, everybody. Take care, and lots of love to you, okay? Have a lovely week, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, Annie. Blessings to you too, darling. Okay, bye, everyone. Lots of love. Thank you, Jackie. Oh, thank you, Angela. That's lovely. Have a beautiful rest of the day to you too. Thank you. See you next week.